So 2020 means entering a new decade. Or does it? That's the debate, at least among many of us around here. Each of us has our own opinion, but Denver 7's Sean Toll spoke to experts and found the answer might not be so cut and dry.
As we say goodbye to 2019 and welcome in 2020, one question we had around here was, does this really mean the start of a new decade? Some believe it doesn't start until 2021, so we felt like we need to talk to the experts to get a real answer to this question.
This is one of those questions that doesn't have a simple answer.
That doesn't help much if that's coming from a scientist. Let's hear from the Farmer's Almanac editor and get his take.
We'd like it all to start tomorrow or on the January 1st, 2020, but in reality, it has to start on January 1st, 2021. The reason being that there was no year zero.
That makes sense, but the confusion comes when looking at the numbers, which is a hard point to argue.
So you really have to start it at a 1 and you got to end it on a 0. So that is the purest way of saying that that's what the decade is.
But an astrophysicist can offer an answer to make people a little more excited about the Roaring '20s.
There is the decade that we talk about that's defined linguistically, the decade of the 20s, which will begin at the beginning of 2020 in a few days and will end at the end of 2029.
Okay, so who's right? Because the Farmer's Almanac seemed like they were.
I think it's going to be a losing battle. I think people are going to be out celebrating the decade. I've already heard all the lists for everything for the decade, and that's okay with me.
Choose which one you want to define, and you can use that.
So, as for celebration plans?
If you're celebrating this end of the decade, hey, go ahead and celebrate it.
You can party twice if you want. Once for the end of the linguistic decade and once for the end of the counting decade.
I think a lot of people can get on board with that idea. Happy New Decade. Sean Toll, Denver 7.